Going live. Hello, hello, hello. I don't even know if it's. Is it because of this? Chat is disabled for the live stream. You've got to be kidding me. Is this an actual joke? YouTube's such a joke at times. Comments on. That's crazy. Comments on, but it won't even let me do the chat. And then let's see if it even goes. Now look. Oh, that's crazy. That's a little weird. Hello. That's my personal. Chat is disabled for this live stream. Like, why? I mean, that makes no sense. I want people to comment, but I don't want to end the stream. You know? And this chair sucks. Oh, dude, this is just not a good day. Just trying to get this mic to work and all this trouble. Who can send messages? Only subscribers. Live commentary. Anyone. Okay, I just can't read the chat, so I guess I'll have to read it off of my phone. What up, Chile? How's it going, brother? All right, we're live. Happy Thursday to all right, sweet, bro. That makes me so happy to hear. I'll take this off. I found out last night. You can just talk it off. Chile, I appreciate you watching. This is amazing. I appreciate it so much. Went through all this stuff, but we still prevail. But here we go. Happy Thursday to those that celebrate out there. It is July 31st, 2025, and tonight is the NFL Hall of Fame game, which is incredible. We finally have some football, even though if you're a real football fan, like you watch all the time and you keep up with everything NFL related, you know this game is just kind of poop. Like, it's not the greatest game, but it is football. It's back. It's more of the celebratory, yes, football, it's finally coming back, like in June, early July, all you can really do is just talk about it. But now we're getting on the gridiron. Now we're talking. We're about to play some football. It's the Lions versus the Chargers. It's gonna be a good game. I mean, I'll give you a prediction. I guess just Chargers, but can never really predict those. Got Hendon Hooker and Taylor Heineke, I believe, as the starting quarterbacks for tonight, and they won't even play the majority of the game. So you just got to watch it while you can and just enjoy it. Enjoy the game. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to be talking about what you be the Lamborghini position of the NFL, which was the running back. But now I believe the wide receivers have completely taken over. We talked about this last year on the show about how it's wide receiver era now, right? Like that's all it is completely. It's just about the wide receivers. But the running backs are still great. There's still a lot of good running backs out there. And we have our top 10 running backs for the season going in. Now, I believe this list can change due to injury or low performance in preseason if any of these guys really play. So, mind you, this could change. However, I'm pretty comfortable with my top four, which could 4 and 3 could change, but I wouldn't change 1 and 2. But I am comfortable with 1 and 4. And then 5 through 10, I could definitely change. So let's get right into it. Number 10, I got James Cook. All right. The only thing that I'm a little worried about is the contract thing. There's no motivation there behind him, so he might not want to play as hard. But I do believe he's an important part of this offense that'll make him have to play a little bit more just aggressive, and they might be a little bit more ahead this year just because their defense is just looking pretty well. So the more opportunities to run the ball. I believe they're going to start looking at Josh Allen and be like, we need to preserve this guy, tell him not to run as much. However, Josh Allen, he might just keep running. And then number 9, we have Ashton Genty. Look, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for putting him at 9. I don't agree with it, but I do think he has potential to do really well. I wouldn't put him there personally. Um, I mean, I just don't like the idea of him being already one of the better running backs in the league, which is a okay. I can see it happening. I just don't like the ranking so early, but I do have to put him at 9 just because of the potential and that this team really might have to rely on him. Considering Smith may be a little inconsistent here and there, but I do like Ashton Genty. I just don't like putting him up on that pedestal yet. Proved anything? Granted, he is a rookie, so he hasn't had the opportunity, but I do believe he'll do so. So that moves on to number 8. Kyron Williams. Name explains himself just because it's Kyron Williams. Great running back for the Rams. Again, Matt Stafford. I think they're going to start looking at him and just start thinking like, yeah, we should probably be conservative about this. Preserve Matt Stafford. Apparently, the Rams are already looking for Arch Manning next year. I don't know. I think that's just trying to clickbait and engage views. Not a big fan of that, but here we are. I just like the opportunities that they're going to give him. Cooper Cup being gone, I think they're going to rely on their studs, and he's one of the few studs on that team. Number 7, we have Josh Jacobs, and at the Packers, I just like the season he put up last year. I thought he did great. I thought it was a wonderful year for him. There was like a span of like 8 weeks in a row that he had a touchdown. And I just think that's going to be an incredible time for the Packers, an incredible time for Josh Jacobs. But I do have him at 8, and it's because I like, or 7, because I have other guys in front of him that I think are just going to do just a whole lot better, Because I think once we turn it from 4 to 1, those guys are really going to ball out, and you could probably already tell who 2 or 3 of them are as we get rolling. So number 6, we have Bucky Irving. Guy took over completely last year in the second half of the season after everyone was talking about Rashad White. I was so huge on Rashad White. I really was. And then here comes Bucky Irving out of nowhere. This guy just wants to take over. And I don't mean out of nowhere in the sense of like no one really knew who he was, what was going on. It's more of a sense of like he just started doing really well. And slowly but surely started taking over that RB1 role. And now he's definitely RB1 on the Bucks team. And if you have him as your RB1, I wouldn't be against that. Obviously, if you can get 2 of any of the top 10 guys, I think you're set. However, that does mean that you're probably lacking in the wide receiver field, as well as like the tight end position, maybe one of those at least. But in this day and age, I feel like you just got to get one good running back and just rely on the receivers really, really hard. I just think that's just the smarter thing for sure. But yeah, that's number 6. We'll run up the top of the second half. We have James Cook at 10, Ashton Genty at 9, Kyron Williams at 8, Josh Jacobs at 7, and Bucky Irving at 6. Sip of my water. Sorry, my voice is getting like dry. I'm getting frustrated from that. I don't know why. We got 3 people in the chat, and one of them is me. So what up to y'all too? Make sure to like and subscribe and comment and ask any questions or comment anything about what's going on in the NFL. Predictions for the season, any standout running backs you think of, let me know. Number 5, Christian McCaffrey. This is probably the lowest I've ever seen him ranked for anything running back position wise. And I think you can just tell why. The guy can't stay healthy. The 49ers look to suck this year. It is what it is, I just think the health thing is going to be a thing that no one really wants to look at. And honestly, if you're looking for my advice, I would just say do not draft him at all. Now, if he falls to like round 3, round 4, maybe, yeah, take him. Like it's Chris McCaffrey at 3 or round 3. Like you got to take him. But even round 2 and round 1, I would not even think about taking him. I just don't want to deal with that injury. I really don't. And it's not worth having the insurance at all. Anyone's backup. So I just be careful, Chris McCaffrey. But if it does pan out, definitely a top 5 running back in the league. Number 4, we have Derrick Henry. Initially, I put Jahmyr Gibbs in at 4 and Derrick Henry at 3 in my mind. But then I thought, like, okay, might have to take us a little step back here. I think Lamar is looking a little bit better this year. So they might have to focus on him a little bit more, especially with the pass game. I think the Ravens are really going to rely on the pass this year. I don't agree with it. I think their bread and butter is running the ball. So I would just run the ball as much as I can if I were the Ravens. I just don't think that's what they're going to do. And then number 3, we have Jahmyr Gibbs. His ADP is at like a 2.8, or not 2.8, I'm sorry. Is at like a 1.8, which I can agree with. I would just have to look at the other rankings for the wide receivers and whatnot, and what that field's looking like. But I did see some things where he was playing as a slot wide receiver, which would be honestly, I think, pretty beneficial, because if I see him as a slot receiver, like on any play in the field, I'm automatically thinking like, okay, this guy's going to get the ball no matter what. I don't know how, where, it could be a jet sweep or anything like that. Like, I think he's going to get a touch, or it could be a distraction. Another thing we can look out for this season. And then to round out 2 and 1, we have Saquon Barkley and Bijan Robinson. If you did not see, that's the correct way to pronounce his name. It's Bijan, not Bijan, which I've been doing as well. But no one's ever corrected anybody. Everyone's just kind of like agreed, and then he's just kind of like, it's Bijan. Crazy. But Saquon at 2 had the greatest season of his entire career last year. Could he again this year? Maybe. Probably not like replicate those exact numbers. However, I do think he's going to have a great season this year. But the reason I have Bijan at number 1 is just because of the PPR. I really think that even though Penix is a great quarterback and he's going to use all the positions around him, I really do believe that he will use Bijan as much as possible. I think that he looks at him as a great check down option, because a lot of quarterbacks just like to check it down, emergencies or no one's open. I do think that the Falcons can look at Bijan and think, okay, this is a guy that when we put the ball in his hands, like, it doesn't matter. It'll be okay. Whether he's 3 or 4 yards behind the line, like, he can make sure that we can get 3 or 4 yards past the line. So that's my top 10 right there. We have from 10 to 1, James Cook, Ashton Genty, Kyron Williams, Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, and Bijan Robinson. Again, these rankings can change, but I really do believe that Bijan's probably just the guy out there, which is crazy to think about, because I never really thought the Falcons player would ever be number 1 in a ranking of mine, but here I am. Here we go. So that's the top 10 running backs for this season. Again, that can change. However, I do like this list a lot. If anything, the bottom half would change, but we'll see. Next week, we'll be going over the quarterback rankings for the season. That's always a big one. I do believe that you should have better wide receivers and running backs if you're over quarterbacks, but you do need a good quarterback in order to win your league, and that's what it's all about, is to win your league, ladies and gentlemen. As to quote the league, they say fantasy football is all about proving to your friends that you're better than them. And I agree just a little bit, maybe just in fantasy. But that's it for the show today. I appreciate you guys. Can't wait for the streams to be more in-depth and longer, just to be talking about, starts and sits rather than just rankings, like potential stuff. Like, I want to talk about the here and now. So really looking forward to that. Just stick along for the ride. It's going to be a great one. Appreciate y'all so much. God bless you guys, and peace. If it'll let me end. Oh, it won't let me. There we go.